back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. So for today's video, I have a collab for you, plan with me, Q&A, all of the things. So for today, like I just mentioned, I am doing a collab with Anita from Anita's Budget. We are both homeschool moms. She's a homeschool mom to 1 kid. I am a homeschool mom to 3 kiddos. So we're going to do a Q&A, just 10 questions of things that we usually get asked by friends, family members, and just people who are interested in knowing more about homeschooling. And we thought that this would be a great opportunity to just share with you guys some of these questions, right? Because I know with everything that is going on, some people still have questions about homeschooling and whatnot. So we're going to do some questions about that, and then I'm going to be planning for Tuesday. I usually do Mondays, but I'm going to do Tuesdays just to switch it up a little bit. And on this video, I will be using my very own kit that I designed here at home. I'm just calling it a kit just because it's easier to say, but essentially I designed a few stickers for me to use throughout this week. I mentioned in past videos that I was going to start doing my own stickers here at home just to be a little bit more budget friendly, and also because I want to start using up what I already have. I have a lot on hand, and I will be buying less. Yesterday actually was the first time that I placed an order for stickers in 2 weeks, so that's that. So this design that I did is kind of summer inspired. I am over summer, so this is the last summer thing that I'm going to do, so I wanted to go big with summer. And then here I have some add-ons that I did just for fun, and I hope that you guys like it. And I already went ahead and pulled out a few things that I will be using from Planner Kate, Fern Creek Stickers, Alexander Nicole Plans, and Paper Bits Co. On Tuesday we will be doing some homeschool, and it is also my sister-in-law's birthday, so I want to put that over here. I don't know if we're going to get to see her that day or not, but just in case, I just want to do a fun little spread for her. So yeah, so like I just mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and do for Tuesday. So let me put the header down, or date cover, and let's begin. All right, so like I mentioned, we have just 10 questions, and the very first one is why do you homeschool? So for us, we homeschool for multiple reasons. One of them being that it's a way for us to be more engaged with our children's education. Also, it helps us have better understanding of what they're going through when it comes to learning, and we can customize it to their needs, and we don't have to worry that other kids in the classroom may be what do you say, like more advanced, and they are staying behind and no one is answering their questions, or maybe they are too far advanced and they're getting bored. Just we want to tailor their education to what they want to learn and what they need, obviously without skipping the basics. And also, it's for us, it's economically more it's cheaper to homeschool than to send them to school. We do have public schools here in Puerto Rico, but we do not agree with the way that things are set up currently in the educational system here in Puerto Rico. So our other option is to pay private school, and our kids did go to private school, but honestly it's way cheaper to homeschool than to send them to school. And yeah, all right, so the other question is, how does it work? Well, homeschooling varies depending on the state or the country that you are. But for us here in Puerto Rico, homeschooling is not regulated, and we essentially are like our own private school. So we do what we want. We don't have to give a letter of intent or notify the Department of Education that we will be doing homeschool or anything like that. But one thing that we like to do, most of the homeschool moms here in Puerto Rico, is keep like a portfolio of everything that we do throughout the years, just as evidence that we are actually teaching our kids, just in case something happens that we might have to send our kids back to school or anything like that. We have evidence that we have been teaching them and what they have been learning with us here at home. So that's essentially how it works for us when it comes to a legal standpoint. But for us here at home, like day to day, we have our own rhythm. I don't like to call it a schedule, because the only thing that is set in stone is that I like to start at 9 a.m. So that's the only thing that is set in stone. But we do have like a daily rhythm, which I can totally share with you right now. So I hope that you guys can see this. So this is like our homeschool daily rhythm, and I keep this in my ERIN CONDREN teacher lesson planner. So we homeschool from Monday through Friday. Last year we did Monday through Thursday, and it was working pretty well for us. But this time around I wanted to try to do Fridays like a half day and see how it went. So yeah, so you can see that we start our mornings with the Mindful Heart. That is essentially a curriculum that has a time designed for you to do personal studies for your soul, and then for your mind, for the mind being English, Spanish, history, science, and all of that, and for your soul reading the scriptures. So we do that in the morning, and then we do history or science depending on the day. Right now we haven't started history officially, but whenever we do start, we already know that we will be doing that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then after we are done with doing that, that is like our family time. Then I work one-on-one with my kids. So this is my kindergartner, and I do all of this with her. Then while I'm doing this, my other two kids are doing independent work. Then I go and work with my third grader. And while I work with my third grader, my kindergartner and fourth grader are working on their independent work. And once I'm done, all I have left is to do English and Spanish with my fourth grader, because he does everything else independently. And if Alana or Ariela still have something left to do, they might do it while I'm working with Kylan, and then we are good to go and we're all done. So usually homeschooling is like not that crazy, but that's the way that we like it. There are other families that like to do loop schedules and all different kinds of things. So the third question that I have over here is, what curriculum do you use? We use The Good and the Beautiful for English, math, science, and history. And for Spanish, I use a curriculum that is done here in Puerto Rico. So that's what we do. And then we do the Mindful Heart, that it's essentially a combination of all subjects, but we mainly use it for the soul, the heart, and the mind and soul time. I get mixed up with that. So yeah, that's what we do. Okay, so the fourth question is, how long does it take? Well, to be honest, some days it just takes about 2 to 3 hours, and then other days it takes up to 4, maybe 5 hours, including a break, like a lunch break and a snack break. So that's usually how long it takes for us. The next question is, how do you know your kid is learning? So essentially, since I'm working one-on-one with them, I can tell if they're getting what I'm saying or not. Now for Kylan, since he's not working one-on-one with me in all of the subjects or most of the subjects, I do sit down with him and just ask questions here and there, just to see how he's feeling about what he's learning, if he has any questions and all of that. And if I feel like what he's saying back to me, it's comprehensible or makes sense. Whoops, I tear that. I hate it when he tears like that because I went too fast. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if I feel like his answer, it feels like he understood thoroughly the material, then I feel fine with it and we can move on, or he can move on actually from what he's doing. So far I've only felt like they have had to stop and like do it again in another format with Spanish. Even though we live in Puerto Rico, my kids prefer English rather than Spanish, so sometimes it's a little bit hard for them to comprehend some of the concepts even though they know them so well in English. For example, nouns, they know nouns by heart in English, but once I change it up to Spanish, even though it's the same exact rules, just the change of the name of the noun kind of confuses them, especially my third grader. So she has been working with that, and she has come a long way just because we were able to stop, work over it, and then move on. If she didn't have that advantage of stopping and doing extra work or extra learning time just for that, she might get confused on other things. So we are blessed that we have the opportunity to do just that. Let me put the happy birthday here. Happy birthday. Well, actually, let me put it there so I can write her name later. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, so the next question is, how long have you been doing it? So essentially, this is our 4th year of homeschooling. How do you get housework done and have time for other things? That is a really good question. So in my case, how do I get things done around the house? I use the checklist here on my daily duo, and I try to make these daily cleaning tasks: make bed, dishes, wipe counters, that includes the bathroom counters and the kitchen counter, and tidy up. Most likely, or usually, it is the living room and dining room where we spend most of our time, and then one load of laundry. Lately I haven't been doing the one load of laundry every single day, but I have to get back to that. And then on Mondays I do the bathrooms. On Tuesdays I sometimes I do the floors, or I go ahead and do the kitchen. I just rotate that one, and then the rest of the week I tidy up here and there. Of course, the kids have to do their rooms and stuff like that, so it's not all on me, but most of the chores are on me. But the kids do help out and do their own part of the cleaning chores here at the house, and that's how we get to have cleaning time and do some of the housework. And also that way I also have some time for myself. Usually once the kids are in bed, then I can go ahead and do more stuff. But yeah, that's usually how I get things done. Alright, so here on the kit that I did do some cutleries, but the silhouette machine didn't cut properly around it, so I'm going to skip those, and I'm going to use this one from Fern Creek Stickers. Okay, let me move these out of the way because we don't need those anymore. I don't need this one anymore. And let's see what else I can take away. I can take all of this away now. All right, so the next question is, what is your favorite subject to teach? And to be honest, I think math is my favorite, just because math was my favorite subject when I was in school. But I feel like also the way that the curriculum is set up, English has become one of my favorites to teach as well. Spelling, grammar, reading, phonics, everything about that entails the English language arts has become one of my favorites to teach. All right, so the next question that I have is, best homeschool advice you have received. I have to say, yeah, I would have to say that the best advice I've received is, do not compare your homeschool and your family to other families. We live in an era that social media influences us and bombards us with information day and night, and we have to learn to read and see things and just pick what might help us and not try to copy what everyone else is doing. I think that if you're new to homeschooling and you get bombarded with loop schedules and trying to figure out if you're Charlotte Mason, Montessori, traditional, unschooling, game schooling, and you're going to feel overwhelmed. Don't let that overwhelm you. Just try to figure out what are your kids' needs, how can you make that work for you and for them, and make a cohesive plan. Write everything, all of the ideas that you have, and make a cohesive plan, and try to not get overwhelmed by what everyone is saying on social media, because no one is really a master at homeschooling. And the very last question is, how do you see your family homeschooling for? Or how long do you see your family homeschooling for? Initially, I thought this was going to be maybe until 6th, 7th grade, but now I think it's going to be for the long run, all the way until senior year of high school. It is essentially a lifestyle, and there are so many blessings that you get when you homeschool. You get to spend time with your kids. You can see your kids go from being just brother and sister to being brothers and sisters that are actually friends, that love each other, help each other. They create an amazing bond. And something that people usually say is like, oh, what are you going to do for them to be social? Kids that are homeschooled are way more social than the other kids. It's ridiculous. So they do have friends. They have friends at homeschool groups, and they have friends at church. Here in our neighborhood, there aren't many kids, so they don't have friends here immediately, but they have pen pals. They have multiple ways to socialize with other kids, and that hasn't been an issue for us. But yeah, there are many things that benefit not only them and the family, but also their futures. So I think that we will do homeschooling until they are out of high school. All right, so I'm looking at my plan with me. All I have to do is write down my sister-in-law's name. I hope that you guys can see that here. Okay, so in my to-do, I have vitamins, Duolingo. I have my cleaning tasks. I'm going to also do the kitchen this week. Kitchen. And then here I'm going to go ahead and write the weather. You guys know that I like to track the weather. I did do some boxes to cover up the calendar, but it doesn't bother me as much today, so I'm just going to leave it be. And yeah, I think that on this day we will be done with homeschool most likely around 1 from what I saw that I planned on my teacher lesson planner. So yeah, and over here I have new video going up, which is this one, new YouTube video, and that is it. Alright guys, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to check out Anita's video so you can see the way that she plans, and also listen to her answers to these questions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.